Dolphins fans, oh my goodness. I'm out here in the middle of the woods in Alaska, helping out the firefighters. I'm a water cannon operator, so I basically sit in my truck here and I spray water out of a big old water cannon and put fires out. I've been out here for this is like day 20, I think, and I've got another 14 days to go before I'll be back in the office doing the studio thing and actually making proper videos. But for now, this is what I got. I'm working with it. I'll upload this as soon as I get to a place where I can get some signal and do it. But at this point, I really just need to cover some things. Dolphins Nation is going absolutely nuts right now. I guess I'll start with the whole Asante Samuel Sr. thing. I'm sure you guys have seen it. He was on a podcast and made some comments about the Miami Dolphins, saying that they ran like a little league football team or something like that, and saying that Greer and McDaniel have no backbone and a bunch of other things. And while there may be some foundational truth to some of the things that he said, the way that he said it and the things that he said, and you got to think about also where these words came from, the mouth that they came out of. This is Asante Samuel Sr., okay? This guy played for the Patriots for years, widely regarded as one of the best cornerbacks on the Patriots in Patriots history. So not taking anything away there, but also at the same time, he's a damn Patriot. Talking smack about the Miami Dolphins. So instantly, a little bit of the credibility right out the freaking window. So let's chill a little bit. It's freaking Asante Samuel, okay? If you're a Dolphins fan, you didn't like this guy. Not just because of his play, but because of his attitude. You didn't like him. If anybody remembers him playing, I didn't like him. I thought he was a douche. So to have a douche talk smack about other people, it just, I don't really care that much. But I do want to say, for people who are upset about the trade, a lot of people, what they're doing is they're taking the Jalen Ramsey trade and the Jonnu Smith trade and the trade for Darren Waller. They're lumping all those together and saying that it was one. It wasn't. It was three separate trades. So let's establish that first, okay? Jonnu Smith was traded away shortly, right about the same time that Jalen Ramsey was traded to the Steelers. You could even lump those two together. That's fine. But we didn't trade away Jonnu Smith to get Darren Waller. That wasn't what happened there. I really need to clarify this because people are missing a big point here. Oh, we traded Jonnu Smith, the best player on our team, the only Pro Bowler we have. Number one, he was a alternate Pro Bowler. Okay, so just chill. Number two, Jonnu Smith had one good year with us, a great year, and I like Jonnu Smith. I wanted him back, but you don't justify one good year and a bunch of subpar years, to be honest, and the rest of his career. You can't use that and justify $12+ million a year. I think that would have been financial suicide and very stupid on the part of the Miami Dolphins if they would have given him that kind of contract. He was seeking a $12 million a year contract, and he got it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good for him. I really am happy for him, and I hope that he does well. But we don't need that. The Miami Dolphins do not need to spend $12 million on a tight end. Number one, we don't need a superstar pass-catching tight end. Oh, but he was our number one receiver. Yes, he was. He was our number one receiver last year. Does anybody know why? It's like we're forgetting this. Jonnu Smith had a great season with the Dolphins last year because the Miami Dolphins could do nothing else on offense. We could not run the ball in short yardage situations at all. We couldn't run the ball anytime. And when you can't run the ball, what does an offense do to counter that? If we can't run the ball, the offense moves to short passing situation football. They throw the ball to the flats. They throw the ball right over the offensive line. They do things that are going to help them get short yardage when they need it. High percentage passes. That's why we had that happening. That's why Jonnu Smith was so successful, because nothing else was working. Now, does anybody want to tell me why nothing else was working? Why could we not run the ball? Why could we not have our receivers get more than, 2 or 3 seconds to get open before we had to get rid of the ball? Why? Offensive line play. We were last in the league in pass block win rate. Last. You can sit there and say that our offensive line wasn't that bad, but if you look at stats and if you look at the way the games were played and how they played out, rather, if you look at those games last year, we were the worst offensive line in the NFL. Not just that, we were the worst offensive line that the Miami Dolphins have ever had. I'll say it, and I mean it. We were horrible. So, this year, with the things that they've done, and I'm not saying this is it's going to be night and day different, but what I am noticing and what I am seeing is I see a renewed dedication to the run game. I see we've picked up Alexander Madison. I see we have Gordon that we picked up in the draft. These are big, bruising running backs. We have Jalen Wright, who's no slouch either, with the north-south. Oh, let me turn that down. Sorry, guys. That wasn't for me. Radio chatter. Fires. It happens. We picked up these big running backs. We have a great running back room. I'm really excited about it. Not to mention, we also picked up Pharaoh Brown, a superior pass-blocking tight end. Big guy, lays down blocks, loves to do it. It's exciting. These things help. Also, Jalen Conyers, I know he's just an undrafted rookie, but he has the tools and the talent that we should be looking for at tight end, not just a pass-catching tight end, because Jonnu Smith, not a great pass blocker. It's not what we need. We don't need superstar catches from our tight ends. We need tight ends that are going to stay home and lay people on their backs. That's what we should be wanting as Dolphins fans. If we can get this, and also let's talk about the offensive line. The players we've added: James Daniels, Savaianaya. That's how you say it, Savaianaya. Not Savaianaya, Savanaya, none of that. So just, they're a part of the team. We should probably learn how to pronounce their names. Get real. So we've added these players on this team. Now, I am slightly concerned still with our depth on offensive line. Hopefully something works out there. We have some other players that are going to be hopefully maturing a little bit this year, and we'll have a little bit better offensive line depth. But I am excited about this year because of the fact that there is a dedication. It's obvious. It's blatant. It's not like this is something that I'm imagining happening. If you look at the players that we've picked up and the players that we've let go, you should notice that there is a definite attention to the run game. And with that, with an attention to the run game, with blocking from our offensive line that's actually not just terrible, and maybe let's say it goes to par or middle of the road blocking. If we go from last in the league offensive line to a middle of the road offensive line, say 13 to 17, 17th ranked in the NFL, if we do that, ladies and gentlemen, instantly our deep passing game and mid-range passing game will be open again, like it was in 2023. Last year it wasn't, because teams just queued up on the fact that we had no running game, and they figured if they can't run the ball no matter what, so we might as well take something else away, and they won't be able to do a damn thing. And that's exactly what happened. Game after game after game. We need the running game. The running game has to be there. The things that the Dolphins have done personnel-wise so far this year are taking that into account. And they're doing things to rectify that situation. Now, I can tell you one thing that we are going to see an improvement on this year. I can't guarantee a lot of things. I I'm not looking at Super Bowl playoff, high wins, low losses. I'm not looking at that. This year, what I'm looking at is player development and situational football improvement. So situations like short yardage or goal line. We had no running game. Couldn't do goal line, couldn't do third and short. Absolutely horrible. Look at the rankings if you don't believe me. We were bottom quarter of the league. Now, I guarantee you this year, our third down and short yardage situation play and our goal line situational play is going to be much more improved. That I can guarantee. I know it. Along with that, I'm looking at an improvement in the mid-range to long-range passing game again. Not because of players. We have had the same players. They're all there. I do say that we have added a rookie free agent wide receiver. I cannot remember his name, and it's killing me. But we also have Westbrook Akine, another tall receiver. We got a couple tall receivers this year. That's also going to help us in the third and short and goal line situation passing game. But that'll also help us with our long range and mid range passing game. So what I'm looking at this year, and I'm almost ready to guarantee it, is we're going to see the offense kind of return to what it was doing 2 years ago and not last year. Last year was a weird situation because we had such a horrible offensive line. And for half the season, we didn't have a good quarterback. When you have those things happen, you're pigeonholing your team incredibly. It's a bad situation. Can't run the ball, can't pass the ball. You got no offense. And that's why you saw us with 15, 17 points a bunch of different times. It's because we could not score. It's going to be a little different this year for the offense. I think you're going to see a return to the 2023 offense. Maybe not quite as good, but definitely improved over last year a lot. And I think we're going to see the running game jump back to what they were kind of doing a couple years ago as well. That I can see happening. As far as the attitude and the identity of the football team, I've talked about it ad nauseum, guys. I've talked about it a ton. It is what it is. Are things going to get better? I would like to hope so. Is Mike McDaniel, has he learned a couple lessons here, and is he actually going to do the things that it seems like he says he's doing? Like I said, I've noticed, I can only talk about what I've noticed. I've noticed a different Mike McDaniel in his press conferences this offseason so far. A lot more direct, slightly less jokes. I do appreciate that. Very, very, a lot more candid. And I think that's a good thing. I think that shows a little bit of maturity on his behalf as a head coach. Beyond that, I can't say much, guys. I can't. I think Anthony Weaver is going to do a fantastic job with the defense. I'm not concerned with the defense. The only thing on the defense right now that I'm slightly concerned about is we need one starting cornerback badly. One starting cornerback. That's it. Everything else, I'm very, very pleased with what we've got going on. There's nothing there that worries me. The only thing is that one starting cornerback. If we can take care of that, doesn't even have to be a starting cornerback that plays every play in the game. Just someone we can lean on, a seasoned veteran player. But Anthony Weaver's going to take care of the defense. I'm not worried that much about that. What I am worried about, like I said, is this identity thing. No one's going to be able to tell what's going to happen. So the people that are saying this team is washed, they have no chance, we're going to be a 3-14 team or whatever. Shut up. You don't know. Stop acting like your opinion is God's word. It's just not that simple. If you're going to say things like that, then you need to say, this is my opinion, and then spew the hate or whatever it is you want to do. Otherwise, it sounds dumb. It sounds like low-hanging fruit. I'm really sick of the complaining now. People want to talk. Oh, they got to have a good identity and a good attitude, and they got to be dogs and fighters and not give up. And then you as a fan act like a total chump. Now, granted, we're not getting paid. But once again, I mean, does money really equate to attitude? It shouldn't. So, if we're going to be expecting and wanting our team to be dogs and fighters and be tough and have a good work ethic and mentality, then we as fans need to have the same thing. We need to have a good mentality. We need to be confident. We need to be fighters, and we need to be dogs. Enough of this hatred, spewing of vitriol that's going on all over social media and Dolphins fans. You guys need to suck it up. I said what I said. I think that if we're going to expect this from our team, then we need to grow up a little bit as fans as well and stop being such whiny little punks. I think that Chris Greer has had some issues. Obviously, I do not like him. If you've watched my videos, go back and look. Every video I say fire Chris Greer. But at the same time, if I'm going to criticize him when he does something freaking stupid, I'm going to give him his credit when he does something smart for the team. Getting rid of Johnny Smith, getting rid of Jalen Ramsey, bringing in Mika Fitzpatrick. Smart move. Smart. Especially considering nobody thought we would get anything back for Jalen Ramsey. We did. Picking up Darren Waller, it's low risk. It's high reward. It's a good move. Smart. You're not losing anything if you cut him tomorrow. Fantastic work, Chris Greer. We don't even need him anyway. The one thing I think Chris Greer needs to work on now is a cornerback, a starting cornerback. That's what he needs to work on. Beyond that, let's see what happens here. Mike McDaniel, he needs to grow up. He needs to improve as a coach. He's a young guy, young head coach. If he improves, I'll be happy. If he doesn't improve, I'll want his job gone. I'll want him gone. But I don't think it's the end of the world right now. I don't think this is a tank season as some people like to think. I just don't see that happening. The moves that have been made do not spell tank. They spell we need to do something now, or we're going to all lose our jobs. And that's probably the situation it is. That's where we're at. So, Dolphins fans, stay strong, stay hopeful, stay smart. Don't fall into this black hole of hatred. It's not worth it. It doesn't help anything. And we need to mirror what we want for this team. So, stay hopeful, everybody. Stay up. And I'll get back at you guys with some regular videos and live streams like I used to do as soon as these fires go out around the state. I swear right now this entire state of Alaska is just burning to the ground. All right, guys, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And tell me what you guys think in the comments. Peace.